Good morning everyone. This is Davao Peace and Security Press Corps. Maraming salamat sa The Royal Mandaya Hotel for hosting again our presser this morning. And sa mga media nga naapok karon dinhi, maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. Yes, we have Super Radio, Jenny Super Radio. Yes, si Marvin. Hindi pwede mawala si Marvin. XFM with Miss Karin sa DX. Tapad din sila. Sila ini. Siyempre sa DXDCRMN, bakante lang yun ang bangko. Yan, si Miss Juvet, up to si Miss Juvet, ayan. Mike sa Radyo 5, PPV, Miss Jai, si Ramel, Carlos sa Kadampan, yes, Bombo, maraming salamat, Prince. Sige, ito yung mga kauban, Prince, kalimut, ha? Jerwin, Sir Jerwin de ay, siyempre, Miss Grace, sa Mindanao Times, Armando nga Sabaan, Radyo Pilipinas, sa intern, siyempre, okay, so, po si Daily Tribune, ayan, si Ruben, Bing, Mindanao Times, si Eric, and sa ato mga interns, Jojo, GMA, sa ato mga interns, gikan sa Spamas, sa Davao Occidental, we have Ateneo, de Davao, ayan, okay, asa pa? Kinsa to sila? Davao del Sur State College. Ayan, sila po. Okay, sige po. So, dito po yung mga guests natin, Lieutenant Colonel Salvacion, ang Bangilista, ma'am, spokesperson natin sa Eastern Mindanao Command. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning na mo. Ito sa tanan natong media karong muntaga. Unya, ma'am, nagihatan na to ang mga updates sa Joint Operation Area sa Eastern Mindanao Command. And again, indeed, we are very happy and lucky today nakauban nato ang atong RCDG Commander, si Colonel Cadano, for your questions, ma'am, and inquiries about our reserve forces.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you, ma'am, for bringing Colonel Calixto Cadano Jr., ato ang Group Commander sa RCDG, RESCOM, Philippine Army. Sir, good morning, Colonel. And welcome to this press conference, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Colonel Alex Cadano Jr., the Group Commander of 11th Regional Community Defense Group, and I'm here for part of our Reserve Force advocacy. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we are also awaiting sa LTO kay Sir Yurilin. Okay, so latay ato ang police karon because naka-leave ang ato ang DCPO sa mga kat na po prior po na commitment. Sila lang. So, solong-solo ato ang mga sundalo karon. Sige, unahon sa nato ang RCDG. Sir, unsay sa maning RCDG? Please brief us your office, sir.
Para short yung pag-explain ko, si RCDG is the administrator of the reservists in the region. We are the administrators of the reserve force in the Davao region. And at the same time, the managers of the Reserve Officers Training Corps all over Davao region. So that is the specific mandate of the 11 RCDG. We are here to cater the Reserve Force development in the region. The word RCDG, Regional Community Defense. The word Community Defense, we are the administrator, and as part of the Davao region, as community of Davao region, we are all part of it, the community defense. We are just the administrators, as we called it as the stewards of the community of Davao.
Okay, so kayo lahat yung under nyo yung mga reservists, sir, from Philippine Army, tama ba ako, Coast Guard, Navy?
Specifically, the 11th RCDJ as the branch of the Philippine Army. Philippine Army yung major unit natin. So we're representing the major service component of the Philippine Army. So sa Air Force at Navy, meron din silang tinatawag na administrators. They are the Air Force Reserve, the Naval Reserve Central. Iyon yung composition ng AFP Reserve Force dito sa Davao region. As to others, they are the auxiliary. So, yun yung tinatawag natin, yung pagkaiba ni auxiliary at saka si reserve force. The reserve force is in the component of the armed forces of the Philippines only. The rest is auxiliary. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na auxiliary. Pag yung mga CBOs, Coast Guard, they are the auxiliary. Yung CAFGOS, yun yung tinatawag nating military auxiliary.
So, under nyo yung Navy, tama sir, no? Tapos yung, Army lang gini ay. Okay, so,
Si Lieutenant Colonel Evangelista is sila yung in charge sa the whole reserve force dito sa Eastern Mindanao Command with Lieutenant Colonel Rick Garcia. They are the unit primary responsible for the reserve force development here in Eastern Mindanao Command.
so in terms of figures, sir, ilan ba yung Army Reservists natin sa Region 11?
We are talking about reserve force. We have, meron tayong tinatawag kasi na category. We categorize it into 3 category. We have the reserve force, or we have the first category aging from 18 to 35. The second category is 36 to 51. And the third category is the 52 to 64. So, they are both kasama dito. Baka tinatanong mo yung ready reserve natin sa ready reserve unit. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Medyo.
Oh,
so, ano yung role dito, sir? Yung 3 categories?
Yun na nga
Ano
yung,
mga role nila?
yun yung sinasabi ko na meron tayong categorization that is ina-identify natin yung identification ng reserve force natin yung na sino ba itong yung first category. Ito yung tinatawag nating composition ng ready reserve. Not anytime, at any emergency. In the selective mobilization, ito lang yung ready reserve natin ang pwede. Part of the ready reserve natin ay mamobilize. But if we are talking about the full mobilization, ito na yung buong reserve force natin. Not necessarily na ready reserve ka, not necessarily na standby reserve ka, not necessarily na retired reservist ka. Buo yan pag we're talking about the full mobilization. Siguro yung tanong mo kanina, yung ilan yung reserve force natin, yung able, yung ready reserve natin. We have a rough estimate of 3,500 in Davao region alone. So, kung sabihin natin na kasama pati si standby reserve kasi lahat nag-graduate ng ROTC, they are part and parcel of the standby reserve. So, abutin tayo ng million dito if we're talking about ready reserve and standby reserve. As to taon-taon, ilang libo yung mag-graduate ng ROTC. And they are part of the standby reserve force.
So, since part sila ng standby reserve force, meaning kung merong mga in cases of mga events, sir, pwede silang i-deploy? Ganun ba yun?
Easily na pwede natin gagawin yung sinasabi nga natin na selective mobilization. Kung mayroong emergency, kaya nakikita nyo yung mga reserve force natin, ready reserve natin dyan, ready reserve unit, kapag nagkabagyo o kaya nagbaha, nakikita nyo yung mga reserve force natin, yung tinatawag natin selective mobilization. So, si ready reserve lang yung ginagamit natin. As kasi sila lang yung immediate na kakailangan na matatap natin. As we have na-establish natin yung command and control with this command, control, and administration of this ready reserve force. But for the standby, kasi siya tinawag na standby dahil wala tayong direct na contact sa kanila. Kung baga, yung ibang graduate ng ROTC, kung saan sila nagkaroon ng employment, kung nasa Manila sila, so nasa Manila sila. Kaya yung tinawag nating standby reserve dahil hindi sila natin pwedeng matatap immediately kapag nagkaroon ng selective mobilization. So si ready reserve, ito yung talagang batalyon ay yung organization na natin na intact dito sa Davao region.
Pero they are not ano, sir, kanang regular soldiers. Ano din yung training para sa kanila, sir?
We have the same training with them. Yung pagpasok mo sa pre-entry, we have the same. Kahit sabihin natin reservist siya, regular siya, we have the same. Kasi nagkakaroon na lang tayo ng distinction na training itong based on the capability na pupuntahan ng ating mga sundalo. The reserve force are also soldiers. Kaibahan lang ng kay regular is Si regular, we have compensation. The reserve force, they have resigned. Kaya nga, dinadamitan sila ng parehas sa amin. Pag nakikita kayo dyan ng reservist, they have resigned. Kasi gusto natin, isang mukha kasi si armed forces natin. So, yun lang yung pagkaiba ni reserve at saka ni regular. The only thing that you can, pag-identification nila is, distinction nila is mayroong compensation yung regulars. Si reserve force, mayroon din, wala. But other benefits, what is entitled to the regulars ay ma-entitled also to the reserve force, the reservists. Definitely, ganun yun. Ang pagkaiba lang, yung walang, nag-fuel lang sa pagsiservisyo namin is mayroon kaming sahod. Of course, the reservists, ang nag-fuel naman sa kanila is volunteerism or patriotism.
Okay, so are you interested, guys? Ngayon sa 18 to 35, pasok ka pa din? Pasok ka pa? 18 to 35? Ay, may anong qualification doon, sir? Tapos ilang months din yung training?
For the basic citizen military training, 45 days. Kaya nga itong si ROTC, pag i-compute mo yung training period sa allocated kay ROTC, parehas sila. Ang nangyari lang kay ROTC is during weekend, yung training. Kay BCMT naman is diretso. Pag nag-start ng training, tuloy-tuloy yan hanggang 45 days. But the program of instructions na gagamitin is the same with the ROTC, basic ROTC.
Okay, pag-usapan natin yung ROTC ngayon, sir, kung sino yung mga schools na active pa rin sa ROTC because that's under your watch, sir, tama, RCDG, no? Yung mga ROTC sa mga schools. Pag-usapan natin later, sir. Lieutenant Colonel Salvacion Evangelista, ma'am, please give us a security update muna tayo under ng East Mincom.
Yes, ma'am. And sir, again, no, ang atong Eastern Mindanao Command, labi na sa area sa Davao Region is still remains, no, ang atong insurgency free siya. And we are working on also sa mga remaining NPAs natin under the 4th Infantry Division. So, ma'am, I just would like to give an update sa atong scoreboard. Starting from January 1 up to date, no, we have a total of 542 individuals who were captured, killed in action during operations, and surrendered, no, or withdrew their support to the NPA. We have a total of 542 from January to this date, and a total of 254 firearms recovered and surrendered. Also, ma'am, for the ECLIP beneficiaries natin, we have 3,934 individuals who benefited the ECLIP program of the government, and this is also supported by the local government units of where they were or saan sila naka-reside. And with the recent, ma'am, apprehensions of the 8 sa Agusan, if you are familiar with that, the Kalinao former rebels is also working on with their families. Sa pagkakaroon, no, naa sila, they have their jail visit with the families of the Agusan 8, and we would like also to take this opportunity, no, to ask our media, no, to help us in propagating this awareness, no, to the individuals. Again, their families, no, is looking for them 8 years na silang wala nakita, and then very good, no, na the apprehension na nahitabo sa ilaha is naging tulay na magkita sila pag-usap sa ilang matag pamilya. So we are just also awaiting, no, sa result with their jail visit karong adlaw dito sa Bunawan Municipal Station. And sa remaining NPA vertical units nato, ma'am, currently there are 9. Then sa nahitabo sa area sa Tent ID katong last week, no, na pagkahuli ni ining 8, no, ka individuals is mahimo na lang siya og 8 ka vertical units, NPA units, which is all under the 4th Infantry Division. Also, ma'am, katong last week, no, na atong ginapangutanan, no, sa mga areas kung asa pa nato makaplagan or naapay mga presence sa atong CNTs. We have here, no, wait lang, ma'am. This is still under the North Central Mindanao and Northeastern Mindanao. Now, these are the municipalities no under Agusan del Sur, which is in Sibagat and Prosperidad. We have Bukidnon in Impasugong, Malitlog, and Cabanglasan. For Agusan del Norte, we have Cabadbaran and Butuan City. For Agusan del Sur, we have Kabungsuan, Lianga, and San Agustin. And for Surigao del Norte, we have Placer. Kung mapapansin po natin, these municipalities and cities, no, ito yung mga places wherein dyan nangyayari yung ating mga recent encounters. And then as what we've emphasized no, sa mga previous nato na mga forum, no, that hopefully by the end of third quarter, we will be able to get all these remnants of the CNTs para as we shift to our external defense operations.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. At this point, I yield the floor for question out to si Armando, Miss Grace, and then Marvin Francis.
Colonel Cadano. Sir, right now, sir, ilan na ba yung mga graduates natin ng ROTC dito sa Davao Region? Under sa RCDG?
I mean, lahat na graduate.
Apo.
Hanggang kailang taon?
From 5 years.
From 5 years. We have a roughly estimate about 100 to 110,000.
So, 5 years pa lang yan,
Yes.
sir. How about yung mga 12 years or 10 years? Million na to. Sobrang milyon.
Yung gaya ng sabi ko kanina, sobrang milyon. Pag i-master natin lahat, simula yung we have about 20 years before. O yung simula nung nagkaroon ng yung Republic Act 7077 since 1990 hanggang ngayon. If we master them all about kasama ready reserve and standby reserve, we have about millions here in Davao Region.
Sir, ano
But
na-
for us, the challenge here is how can we have contact with those standby reserve as there are pumunta na sa ibang bansa, yung iba pumunta sa ibang regions for their survival para sa kanilang trabaho, for their families. Kaya siya tinawag na standby reserve ito kasi wala tayong control.
Sir, right now, sir, no, kasi parang after nung tuluyan ng naglaho ang New People's Army dito sa ating lugar, no? How will you now recruit those students, especially college students na pumasok sa ROTC? It's because right now may ibang mga schools hindi nag-o-offer ng ROTC, and then yung iba din depende sa kurso kung ano yung kinuha nila para makapasok ng ROTC. How will you parang campaign para yung mga students to show their patriotism na pumasok sa ROTC or mag-enroll sa ROTC?
Firstly, we are invoking the Republic Act 9163, or we call it as the National Service Training Program Law. So, nung na-create si NSTP, nawala si Republic Act 7077, merong specific kasi doon sa Section 3, if I believe, Section 4, Article 3, Section 4, if I'm not mistaken. Specific kasi doon, minamandate ng batas ang ating higher educational institution. Ang naka-specify doon for the public colleges and universities. So pag sinabi yung maka-state universities and colleges, they are obliged to offer first the ROTC as their component of the National Service Training Program. So naka-specific ko na sabi niya na provided, sabi di abutin siya ng 350 na cadets enrolled in ROTC program. But for the public higher educational institution, and doon sa batas na yun, kinukumpil ang higher educational institution to offer primarily the ROTC. At pag sobra na talaga yung pagmakon na talaga na sobra na yung makita ng the assessment of the higher educational institution na sobra na si ROTC. And they should offer another one. Hindi i-offer mo yung dalawa. They should offer another one. kung baga, primarily na i-offer, sinasabi ng batas, ay si ROTC. But there are schools na sabi nila, si criminology lang. Bibigyan ko kayo ng tawag nito, hambing. Kapag tayo ginera, kapag sabi niyo ng gira sa atin, ay hindi kita gigirahin, hindi ka kasama sa gira dahil hindi ka naman criminology graduate. Kasi si criminology lang naman yung yung nag-undergo ng ROTC. Yun yung sa akin. Sa gira, walang sinisino. Di kahit nga PWD. That is yung tawag nito, yung katotohanan sa gira. PWD ka man o babae ka, kaya meron pa yung sabi na hindi kasama si babae, kasi babae nga yan. No, walang sinisino sa gira. The fact na kahit sa ibang bansa, kaya sabihin nyo siguro, si China kasi communist, si Russia kasi communist. Even punta ka sa United States, Israel now. Tingnan nyo sila, they are democratic countries. But mandatory sa kanila yung military service for 2 years. Sa atin dito, sa school nga lang, sabi niya is enroll na lang natin sa ROTC si criminology student. No, nakalagay doon sa specific sa batas natin. Sabi, lalo na yung public higher educational institution na si ROTC ang primary na i-offer as in STP component in public higher educational institution. So yun yung ginagamit namin na isa, yung Republic Act 9163. And of course, ini-encourage namin yung bilang patriotic Filipino citizen. Kasi baka sabihin nyo, kasi si CWT is patriotic man, but it's naiiba kasi yung magsuot ka magsiserve ka sa bansa natin and you're wearing security forces uniform. Na kahit sabihin natin, pwede man din nga magiging patriotic ka kahit CWTs ka. But iba kasi pag naka-uniform ka. You have the sense of pride. You have the sense of more responsibility as a Filipino citizen. Other than that, kagaya ng pinanggalingan namin sa Lapanday kanina, there are benefits. All benefits na natatanggap ng regular forces, ng armed forces natin, ay natatanggap ni reservist. Ang hindi lang niya natatanggap ay yung tinatawag nating sahod, but for the training, that for the leadership development, yung opportunity na mag-schooling ka abroad, yung opportunity na maiupakan mo ang Pilipinas, and of course, as one of the proud member of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Sabi niyo siguro, kaya nga yung bagyo na bumayo doon sa Leyte, yung bagyo na bumayo diyan sa Caraga region, si Yolanda at saka si Odette. At yung nakikita nyo dito na in your vivid memories yung mga disasters o calamities that struck Davao region. Yung nakikita nyo doon na naka-uniforme ay ating mga ROTC, graduates of ROTC. They are the reserve force. Kasi kaming mga regulars, nagko-concentrate kami doon sa kabundukan. Nagko-concentrate kami sa mga installation to secure the government vital installations, and not only the government vital installation, including the non-government vital equipment na magkaroon tayong kagaya nung nagko-construct yan ng farm to market road. Nagko-construct ng mga bridges natin, nagko-construct ng ating mga paaralan. Iyon yung sinisecure ng ating regular forces. And the one, as force multiplier of the regular force, yung kalimitan na napapanood ninyo sa television, na naka-uniforme, ng gaya ng uniforme ko as regular force, ay mga reserve force natin. Iyon yung ginagamit namin na panghikayat sa ating mga ROTC. Kapag makita mo, mag-join ka talaga, you can mapagsilbihan mo ang ating inang bayan through yung gaya ng pagsiservisyo ng ating kasundaluhan. Kaya nakikita nyo, hindi sinasabi doon kasi na reserve force. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo kanina, iisa kasi ang mukha na gusto ni Armed Forces na wala dapat reservist, wala dapat regulars. As one total Armed Forces. Yun yung ginagamit namin kay ROTC. Isa pa, pag nag-ROTC ka, madidevelop yung leadership capability mo. Kaya nga, pag nag-ROTC ka, isa sa critical sa subject na itinuturo is the character development. One thing for sure, anong generation mayroon tayo? Alam natin yung mga kabataan, medyo hindi kagaya ng mga naunang mga henerasyon. Kumbaga medyo mababa yung resiliency. The one thing that we are taught in the ROTC is that we are very sure na after niyang mag-take ng ROTC, we are confident that they are resilient enough na kahit anong tago o challenge na darating sa buhay niya, yung nag-undergo ng ROTC can survive or surpass it.
Thank you, sir. Now I understand, sir, na nanong taas dakok sanction ang CWTS para matulitanan sa ROTC. Dakok sanction ng mamuang CWTS mo to nag-ROTC na po that time. Anyways, kay Ma'am Salve. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
update lang sa katong kuno to yung ginagukod ng mga remnants, especially dito sa 4th ID. Kamusta na ang ang mga lugar, especially dito sa North Central Mindanao? Bagyahapon sila yung mga activities dito.
Yes, we're talking about on how we sustain our focused military operations on the areas wherein napainahabilino ng mga CTGs nato. Padayon ng atong mga kasundaluhan no, doing focused military operations and even sustainable livelihood activities together with other line government agencies. No, as what we've mentioned before no, sa mga press briefing nato, these activities will not only be made possible only sa atong mga kasunduluhan, but we have different partners no, from different agencies para ma-establish nato no, kung sa man ang mga issues and other activities na naging reason of their existence. So, again, this is a concerted efforts and we are also coordinating with other government agencies on this endeavor.
Good morning po to Colonel Cabana. So, what types of training or trainings for reservists they undergo in the Davao region to ensure their readiness in various contingencies?
Doon sa DROTC alone, the program of instruction or curriculum of the ROTC, embedded na doon yung mga subjects doon sa POI na curriculum ni ROTC. Embedded na doon yung skills development program for them respond in times of emergencies, calamities, or rebellion. Tatatlo lang kasi yung means ng pagkuhanan natin ng reserve force. The ROTC as ayun, andun yung bulk ng ROTC. The second one is BCMT, the Basic Citizen Military Training. They have the same curriculum. So, pag sinabi natin, pag tapos na nila ng training nito, they are ready. They are capable to respond to emergency. Kasi na-design nga natin yun na for humanitarian assistance and disaster response. May module kasi yan. Mayroon din tayong module sa war fighting, paano makipagyera. May module din tayo sa nation building. And we have also module in socio-economic development. Ang importante dito, the nation building leadership module, nandun lahat. Kaya pagkatapos mo ng ROTC, pagkatapos mo kay BCMT, you are capable to respond kung ano yung emergency na mayroon. Embedded na yan. And of course, hinahasa natin, abang along the way, nagkakaroon tayo, ini-introduce natin yung other trainings that could enhance or sharpen their capabilities in responding emergencies. The other one, kasi sabi ko, tatlo lang yung means natin na pagka magka-reservist ka, either kay ROTC, BCMT or is BCMT, and the other one is the ARO, Affiliated Reserve Unit. Gaya yung pinanggalingan namin kanina, si Lapanda is wishing to join us in the Reserve Force Development. So, pag member ka kasi kay ARO, iba naman yung pag-develop sa capabilities nila. Kung ano kasi yung services na ibinibigay ni Affiliated Reserve Unit. Kasi selected lang yung grant ni Armed Forces for the Affiliated Reserve Unit. Those basic utilities lang. Power, yung kuryente, tubig, food, communication, transportation, basic utilities lang talaga. So yung training naman nila, hindi based doon sa war fighting. It's based on how they serve, how to support our armed forces in times of need. So kung sabi, gaya pinanggalingan namin sila Panday, catering food, so service support siya. Kung baga ang ibibigay niya in times of emergencies, ang ibibigay niya, magsusuporta siya, provide niya yung competency niya as food provider during emergencies. So yan, tatlo lang yung para mag-equal. So yung sabi mo na, we have yung the same, yung PUI or curriculum ni ROTC, at saka ni Basic Citizen Military Training. Kasi si ROTC, mag-college ka, si BCMT, kalimitan yan, ino-offer natin sa out-of-school youth. So embedded doon sa curriculum natin. So for the other skills, or we call it skill set or competencies, ay nade-develop o na-acquire along the way kasi mayroon tayong ini-introduce na mga sustainment training ang tawag mo.
So with that basic military training, will they also undergo other specialized training?
Yes, of course, kasi mayroong binibigay na programa yung armed forces natin, kagaya ng regulars. Kasi nga, kung makikita ninyo, yung Ready Reserve units natin, may tinatawag tayong Ready Reserve Infantry Battalion, Signal Battalion, Artillery Battery. Kasi we are mirroring. We are talking about mirroring. Kung ano kayong mayroon kay regulars, kay Infantry Battalion, meron din tayo kay Reserve. Tinatawag natin Ready Reserve Infantry Battalion. Kung mayroon kay regulars, meron tayong Field Artillery Battalion, meron din si Reserve Field Artillery Battalion. Kung meron tayo dito, when it comes to communication, kung mayroong yung Signal Regiment or Signal Battalion si Regular Force, meron din tayong Signal Battalion kay Reserve Unit. So we are mirroring not only the organization but also for the same capabilities as what the regulars can do is what we are trying to mirror it with the reserve force. Kasi yun yung maibibigay natin. That is our responsibility. That is our accountability for the reserve force to perform their task ready to integrate with the regular force.
Okay po. So lastly, you have mentioned that the Army Reservists in Davao Region, meron lang po kayong 3,500, no?
That is, that is only for the Ready Reserve. Yung pwedeng strong,
Yes, sir.
pwedeng
Yes, sir.
i-deploy natin if there is a full mobilization. Bak sinabi natin kasi full mobilization. The Congress and President ang may mandate. So, pwede nating i-utilize 3,500 as Ready Reserve Forces.
Are they armed by the sir?
Kapag na-regular sila, if they are in the active service, depende na ng pagkakakuan yan. Mayroon kasi tayong batas na they are, katawag ito, yung dinidiscourage natin yung mga reserve force na bearing the firearms. But when emergency, depende kung anong emergency yan. If we are responding for a threat, aggression, rebellion, and that is nakasaad dun sa Republic Act 70, that is emergency. So, by the power vested dun sa Congress and the President, they can act. Yes, precisely. Kasi sabi ko nga, kung nagkakaroon ako ng reserve force advocacy, if you love your loved ones, if you love your families, join the reserve force. Why? Kung si Dr. Jose Rizal sabi niya, ang kabataan pag-asa ng ating bayan, that is for transferring from generation to generation. But for the future, but for the hope of our motherland, it's the reserve force. It is our backbone for defense. Remember, gentlemen and ladies, hindi ako nananakot. But in the reality of war, as what happened doon sa Iran and Israel-Iran, 11 Russia and Ukraine, kung manggagaling yung foreign aggression and they have sophisticated military hardware or they are belong to the superpowers, sabi ko nga, 10 to 15 minutes lang yung buhay namin na regular force. As that 10 to 15 minutes, that is the time flight of the rocket and missile fire of these foreign aggressors. After 15 minutes, napulverize kami mga regular force ninyo. Who will defend our loved ones? Who will defend our motherland? It's the reserve force.
Pero sir, last na lang talaga, may iba kasing mindset, sir, no? Anong gagawin ko if I will enter the army service? Wala naman akong sweldo. So, how will you encourage them to, sir, na maging army reservist?
Alam mo, kaya sabi ko, kung pwede ko lang, if the higher authorities grant me to salute the reserve force, 2 kamay, dahil sa sobrang kilala ko sa kanilang kabayanihan. So, saludoan, taas ko akong sa saludo ng 2 kamay. They are more than. Kaya nga sabi ko, we are, of course, the one that fuel us as regular force in the service is, of course, meron kaming compensation. But for this, yung tanong mo na itong mga reserve force natin, wala naman silang sahod. Pero bakit? Ganun na lang yung gusto nilang pagserbisyo ng ating bayan. That is the one that I want, ang armed forces natin. And with us as administrators, yun yung gusto namin i-build up sa ating mga kabataan. The sense or spirit of volunteerism or patriotism. Ang pagmamahal natin sa ating inang bayan. Diyan sila na nagsiservisyo. Kahit ganito. Kita nyo, may mga wala nga kanyan, problema niya kung paano niya i-survive yung pamilya niya. Pero pag tinawag, because of his love of his country, yun yung umiiral sa kanyang puso. And that is sana, yun yung ipaaral na sa ating mga kabataan. Ang pagmamahal natin, hindi lang yung pagmamahal natin sa ating bansa, of course, yung yun dapat ang nangingibabaw sa atin. We have, kaya sabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi lang regular force yung may obligation. Hindi lang reserve force yung may obligation. Kahit kayo, mga civilian, kaya makita nyo yung unit namin, community defense as part of community. Because your regular force, hindi na pag in emergencies, ma-overwhelm ang regular force ninyo. Kaya i-utilize natin si reserve force. And even, kayong mga civilians, mayroon ding papel na gagampanan para mapanatili ang ating seguridad sa ating community.
Thank you, sir. To Lieutenant Colonel Evangelista, ma'am, what is the, with the recent culmination of the Philippine-Australia exercise in Cagayan de Oro, how will it affect the security operations under the Eastern Mindanao Command?
Yes, ma'am, it will boost the morale and welfare of our soldiers. Lalo na, ma'am, they were given high-end trainings together with that other forces, especially the Australian forces. It will help them, ma'am, enhance their capabilities in securing and protecting our country.
Okay, thank you. Other question, you have mentioned that by the third quarter of this year, you are targeting na mawala na itong mga remnants ng kalaban dun sa may Fort ID area. Aside from military operations, ma'am, ano pa yung mga strategy nyo na ginagawa na para ma-achieve natin yung target?
Yes, ma'am, as I say it again, this is not just a sole military activity in getting these remnants of the CNTs, but we have also partner agencies and individuals who are also very eager to stop these activities of the CNT. So aside from our focused military operations, ma'am, we have sustainable livelihood activities offered to our even the CNTs natin na nasa taas pa and hindi pa bumaba. And through the help of our former rebels, no, we are doing a lot of info awareness campaign and yung mga yung mga sustainment operations natin para hindi na bumalik, no, and bumalik yung presence ng CNTs natin. And then for those who already surrendered, no, for them also to encourage other individuals to go back to the folds of the law.
Ma'am, yung recent na encounter na nangyari dito sa Agusan, kasi ma'am, kaka-declare lang ng 10ID, di ba, na insurgency free na yung buong area ng 10ID. Sino ba yun sila, ma'am? Kalaban ba yun ng 4ID trying to enter the 10ID area?
Yes, ma'am, talking about boundaries kasi that is why, no, yung mga questions last time na ano ang gagawin ni 10ID since they already have get all those individuals na hinahanap nila. We should always be alert and be vigilant to sustain the gains kasi may mga probabilities talaga na tatawid lang sila yung mga individuals from 4ID na pupunta sa kanila. Yes, they are from the other side, no? From the area of 4ID.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Sino ba naka-undergo ng ROTC dito? Melchor? Mel, naka-ano pa ka? ROTC? Ikaw, Jer? Last training? Oh! Wala na yung ROTC ka ba, B? ROTC. May mga naka-ROTC. Bing, ikaw? Ikaw, Joel, ROTC. For sure, ROTC ba, uy? YDT na gina? Ha? Asin? Si mga bata ba? Julius, naka-ROTC ka, Jules? Julius, naka-ROTC ka? Ha? CNT? Okay. Kamu naman ba nga, dili kay nalayo sa ko ng ROTC because I was once a core sponsor ng ROTC. O, diba? Yes, partner ko talaga ang core commander. Oh, Marvin. O, diba? Next question si Francis and Marvin. By the way, before na isa mong question, dili sa ako kay ma'am, ma'am, with the situation right now sa Israel and Iran, and kabalutang the Iraq fired missiles no sa US bases. Iran ba? Iraq? Although may ceasefire na daw, since naatay mga military bases no diri sa Pilipinas, ma'am, and pinakamalapit sa atin ay nasa Northern Mindanao. Although hindi naman part ng ISMINCOM. Ano yung directives ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, ma'am, sa yung movement natin kung meron tayong may order ang AFP, si General Browner, about the situation, ma'am?
Ma'am, talking about that, no, your AFP is always ready, no, and talking about readiness, the trainings are being injected to each and every one of us. We have, again, bilateral exercises with other or co-partners natin with other countries. So, just recently, ma'am, katong nahitabo nung Australian, bilateral exercise with our troops diri sa area sa ISMINCOM. So, it's one of the activities, ma'am, to para ma-strong atong forces diri sa atong area sa Eastern Mindanao.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I-specify ko lang, ma'am, kung ano yung readiness. What do you mean by readiness?
Readiness, ma'am, that is why we are being ready through trainings, no, na mga training exercises and activities na ginabuhat, not just only with our neighboring countries, but also, again, just recently atong Australia na exercises together with our troops. We also have our regular exercise with the Indonesian and Malaysian also.
Okay. In terms of, ma'am, in terms of kanang equipment or mga assets nato?
Equipment-wise, ma'am, we have recently mga procured nato mga air assets and even naval assets nato. Ang atong AFP.
Thank you,
nag-upgrade din naman po tayo.
Meron kasing mga lumabas na video na, di ba, yung mga air assets ng ibang country. Pagdapot sa Pilipinas, kaya sa dito, kwaknit, mananangga. Sorry. Ano ganigit sa naging mo, Baby Rocket na lang daw. Francis and then Marvin.
Okay, ma'am. Evangelista.
Yes, sir.
Sa kato na medyo ganun na nga 8 vertical units na nabilin sa CTG. So, yung gina-aim is before mag-end ang third quarter, matapos na. Kaya achievable siya, ma'am.
Yes, sir. We are very positive on that, sir. Due to sa mga recently no na mga naging accomplishments natin through our focus military operations, yes, we are very positive on that.
So, intensify na to ang focus operation.
Come again, sir?
Intensify na to ang mga focus military operations.
Yes, sir. We intensify the conduct of our focus military operations and even partnerships with other government agencies concerned.
So, sa Port ID, ma'am, na may mga lungsod or cities nga nag-certified sila nga i-undergo sila sa kanang insurgency free kaya sila man yung magkuha na niya.
Yes, sir. Just recently, katong sa area na to sa Surigao City. Since ang declaration kasi as insurgency free is not a sole, hindi lang siya sa military again na kami ang recommend, but it is then again recommended by the local government units and other factors also concerning on that. Yes, meron naman po, sir. Meron. May mga efforts na ganon under the Area Support Infantry Division.
Nag-benchmarking ang other, like for example, Fort ID, Subtent ID, of course, gusto sila makabalo sa mga strategy. Napahinga ang collaboration between sa duha ka division, ma'am.
Yes, we have our regular or quarterly assessment and assessment meeting with our other units. Yes, nagkakaroon naman din ng ganon. But then I just would like again to emphasize that this activity is not solely for the military. Malaking role kasi dito ang participation ng ating local government units and mga local chief executives po natin.
So, usa na sa kapaktor, ma'am, nganong ang Port ID, dugay siya na penetrate or dugay siya na declare as insurgency free?
Yes, it's one of the factors, sir. It's peculiar kasi din ang every area, but then, yes, isa sa factor.
Thank you, ma'am. Kay Colonel Felix to. Sir, sa katungo mo gutong dayon pa mandatory ROTC nga gi-push no nga mabalik yung ako na undergo ko sana si EP before high school. Usa ka na kung tabang kung i-mandatory na to ang ROTC po sa tanan nga kurso sa college. Usay
Tagalog na lang po.
ay di ko. Tagalog pala to. Ano ba yung positive effect ng mandatory ROTC sa lahat ng colleges and universities po sa Davao Region po or even in the Philippines po?
I may not be authority to answer your question. Kasi kailangan kasi ipapasa ito sa Congress. It needs a bill to pass. The revival of mandatory ROTC, kailangan yung intervention, Congress ito. Kaya kita nyo, nabinbin yung tawag nito, the revival of mandatory ROTC program. So, it's the Congress who can tell it.
But the effects, sir, the effect.
Of course, the effect, lalo, if we are looking into the international community as what is happening in Israel-Iran war, Russo-Ukraine war, the international community, the geopolitical landscape in the international community. So, malaki yung tendency na mabubuhay itong revival ng mandatory ROTC program doon sa Congress. Because if we are looking into geopolitical landscape, especially in the region, as we are encountering in the West Philippine Sea. And of course, kahit sabihin natin, yung ibang bansa nga, they're sophisticated military hardware. But behind that military hardware, it's the manpower. Kaya ganun na lang yung pagpupursige namin. Kung pwede nga, lahat na Pilipino mag-undergo ng military service as what is ginagawa doon sa US, ginagawa doon sa Israel, ginagawa doon sa Australia. But yung sagot mo na for the status of yung development for the the revival of the mandatory ROTC program. Hindi ko masagot yun. It's, siguro may kanya-kanya yung Congress na can tell it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning to Colonel Cadena, sir. Good morning. So regarding itong ROTC graduates natin, are they really required to answer the call if needed? And lalo na purpose ng pagiging ROTC is to assist anytime kung kinakailangan po. Are they required to answer the call when they are needed?
Of course. Kung hindi sila they are compelled. Kapag hindi sila, if they are needed, pag tumawag yung call natin, kaya yung state natin, emergency, kakasuhan sila, kukulong sila, kagaya as what is happening in the other countries. Sabi nila, they are required. Hindi lang required, they are compelled. Wala silang rason para hindi mag-join during emergencies.
Okay, basta andito lang sila sa Davao Region. Itong mga graduates ng ROTC, as long as they are here in Davao Region or even so, nasa ibang part ng country natin.
We have kaya nga yung mobilization na sinasabi namin. Those ROTC graduates galing sa ibang region na nandito na nagre-reside o nagtatrabaho dito sa Davao Region, ay kasama na dito, sinama natin dito sa Davao Region. But for those ROTC graduate dito sa Davao na napunta na ng Manila, mayroong nagkikater doon na other community defense. Kung baka nasa Manila sila, andun si NCR RCDG. But for him, si 11 RCDG, he's speaking on the Davao Region alone. We are responsible in the development of reserve force, development ROTC program in Davao Region alone.
So in short, sir, in terms of, like war in case, they are not, hindi sila pwedeng aatras. Dapat fearless lahat ng ating mga reserve forces.
Yeah, sabi ko na, they are compelled under the National Defense Act. Kaya nga pag emergency, hindi lang si regular, hindi lang si reserve force. Even the civilian as part of the community defense. Kaya maintindihan natin yung community defense. We are just there as your stewards. We are just there as your administrators. So, sabi mo, yung nga sabi ko na, pati si civilian, mayroon siyang part to play in security. So, si civilian niya, i-compel during emergencies, lalo pa kaya yung mga reserve force ROTC graduate natin. They are compelled. Yung sabi mo siguro na dito lang ba sila sa Davao? No, kung kakailanganin sila doon sa Northern Luzon, they are. Kasi declaration of emergency, kinakailangan sila.
Okay, thank you.
Interns. Ay, si Sir Joel. Intern mo ba kasi na?
Ikaw gid takala kag Benzo. Okay, kang Colonel Cadano. Sir, ayaw kong sabihin sa iyo yung real name ko kasi I'm afraid you will drop me sa sa service. Pero I'll just give you my nom de guerre, Joel Ramirez. Ito yung tanong ko. Paano natin ma-resolve yung kasing ayaw ng mga kabataan na ma-involve sa ROTC? Ayaw nila yung corruption at saka yung hazing. Kasi yung hazing, hindi siya nagtuturo ng paano makipaglaban ng patas sa giyera at saka tactic, no? Ang tinuturo diyan katraidoran sa hazing at saka war crime. I hope you agree with me, sir, no? Paano natin naalis yan? Kasi pag naalis yan, maraming susunod sa mga naging ROTC graduates na.
Meron tayong batas, yung anti-hazing law, and we are strictly enforcing it. Sa military kasi, madidiktahan mo yung personnel. Walang hazing na nangyayari. I do not know. Siguro sa organization, yung mga fraternal organization, they have that po. Lalong-lalo nang mahigpit kami pagdating sa hazing. Hindi pwedeng, mananagot kami. Sa akin lang Hazing is batas. Ay, mayroon tayong batas. Ako, kahit colonel ako, as group commander of 11 RCDG, kung na-involve ako kay hazing, si Army hindi siya tubili na tatanggalin ako sa servisyo. Ganon yung adherence natin sa anti-hazing law. So, I'm ensuring, dito sa Davao Region, walang hazing na mangyayari kasi part doon sa training advocacy. Training advocacy, pag nagkakanda kami ng training. And level yung cadets, alam niya kung hanggang saan yung limitation nung sinasabi natin as you are imposing disciplinary action. Alam nila, pinapasabi namin na ito yung hanggang dito lang yung limit. Other than that will be treated as hazing or that will be treated as whacking. Alam natin, may input tayo na measures para maiwasan yung hazing.
How about corruption?
Corruption, at is individual yung si corruption. Mayroon din tayong input na measure para maano natin ng corruption. May mga officers, sa RISCOM, may mga napapalitan, natatanggal sa posisyon. Not only in the RISCOM, buong armed forces yan. Kapag nagpatunayan na may bahid ng corruption, as we have the internal means to investigate yung corruption. Kaya mayroon kaming tinatawag na IG, Inspector General. Pagkatapos ka ma-inspect ni IG, mayroon tayong tinatawag internal auditor. If this is intended for resources, money. Bukod yan, mayroon tayong other tinatawag pag sa corruption. Even yung marami tayong input na measures to counter or to combat corruption in the armed forces.
Not only armed forces, sir, no? Kasi based on experience, there were incidents before na yung mga ROTC cadets na naging officers at saka yung previous na mga trainers o anong tawag doon, yung mga commandant, pinagkakapirahan yung mga kadete, yung mga ROTC cadets. Wala na bang ganon ngayon? At kung merong mangyaring ganon, anong gagawin ninyo?
Sir, sa totoo lang, ako ROTC product. I am a product of advanced ROTC ng isang state college sa Nueva Vizcaya. Naranasan mo yung nakikita ko yung sinasabi mo. But for now, sabi ko nga, maraming programa na ginawa ng ating armed forces, specifically yung Philippine Army and Reserve Command alone. Maraming mga measures para mawala itong corruption sa ROTC. Meron nga yung tinatawag na sabi nga nila, during formation, mainitan ka. Kasi of course, nature ng tao, pag nainitan, kailangan niya ng kwan, tawag nito, yung malamig. Here comes ito yung palamig. It's something like that na you're taking advantage for yung tinitik advantage mo yung ng mga kadete natin. But no, wala yun. Kaya nga, bawal sa amin, binabawal sa amin yung magkaroon ng co-op sa ROTC unit. Kasi doon nagsisimula. Tinuturuan natin yung mga kadete na at the early stage of their leadership, tinuturuan na natin paano mag-corrupt. Wala na ngayon yun. Kaya nga sabi ko, there are many numerous measures na inintroduce ng ating organization para mawala ang corruption sa ROTC. And that is yung, binabago namin yung imahe. Kasi paano natin part of our advocacy, ROTC advocacy, paano natin makukonvince ang taong bayan na ibabalik yung ROTC kung nagsisimula sa atin ang mga kalukuhan. And that those things, binabago namin yung sa ROTC noon sa ngayon.
Ayan.
We want our ROTC cadets, the officers, the training members, committee members, to be a professional that is walang bahid, pagsiservisyo lang yung nasa puso at isip.
Ayan. Sir, pag pumasok ba sa ROTC, libre yung uniform o isi-shoulder ng kadete?
Part of the program of our government, kasi may limitation tayo when it comes to fund. Simula pa no, sa mga cadet and line, if we are talking about the cadet and line, ito yung mga basic ROTC. Hindi ipino-provide ni government yung uniform nila. Ang provide ng government natin ng uniform ay yung ating mga advanced cadets as part of the entitlement or benefits in the advanced ROTC program.
So pati yung reserve natin, sir, na personnel, libre din, pinoprovide ng government?
Yes, if you are member, kasama ka dun sa ready reserve unit, mayroon kang uniforme na i-issue ng gobyerno. Kaya yun din yung isang effort ng ating organisasyon para ma-attain yung goal na magkaroon ng iisang hitsura. Iisang hitsura ng ating armed forces. Kasi kung hindi mo siya isyuhan ng uniform, bibili siya ng uniform sa kanya kung makabili siya. Makikita mo yung 7 colors. The one I am wearing now is pillar part. Paano mo masabi ngayon na one armed forces kung yung reserve force mo ay ibang uniform, samantalang si regular, iba. So we are eradicating, totally remove yung notion na may kanya-kanyang uniform. Dapat iisa yung uniform as nakikitang halimbawa or nakikitang means para sabi natin na yung armed forces natin ay iisa. The uniform itself, it speaks the discipline, the harmony of the organization. Kasi makikita mo yung reserve force, naka-uniform ng iba. There is something wrong with the harmony of the organization. Kaya ginagawa ang isang trust ni armed forces ngayon na dapat kahit si reserve force, si reservist ay parehas ang hitsura niya kay regular force. Sabi ko na kanina, there is only one distinction between these reserve forces and the regular forces. It's only the compensation from the regular force.
Ayan. Sinabi niyo yan, sir, yung uniform. How about the ROTC? Are they authorized to use that official uniform ng armed forces?
I would like to make it clear. If they are undergoing training for the basic, hindi pa sila reserve force. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa sila qualified to wear same uniform as we have. But for those na graduate na ng ROTC at pipiliin nila masama sa reserve force, pati yung advanced ROTC natin, kita nyo yung advanced ROTC natin pag nakita nyo, they are the same uniform with the regular force. Yung nag-undergo pa ng training, yung basic, yung tinatawag natin MS1 and MS2, hindi pa sila authorized na mag-wear ng uniform kasi hindi pa sila qualified as reserve force.
Ayan. Thank you for that clarification, sir. Pero ano po ang penalty if the non-reserve cadets will use that army uniform?
I believe I am not no expert, pero pwede natin yung usurpation of authority kasi nagbibir ka ng uniform which is symbolizing the authority. Pwede natin sila i-charge ng usurpation of authority or something na ano yung term nito. I'm not a criminology graduate, but definitely mayroong kaukulang parusa na ibibigay.
Alright. Thank you very much, Colonel.
Additional question ko lang, Colonel Cadano, sir. Yeah, bata pa. Colonel, meron ba tayong mga reserve force members na natanggal from the service? And ano po ang violation?
Of course, meron yan. Yung natanggal, member ng reserve force natanggal. Meron tayo kasing table of punishment na tinatawag. If you are a reserve force, you are subject to military justice system. So, pag sinabing you are subject to military justice system, kung ano yung batas na umiiral sa regular is the same as what is umiiral doon kay reserve force. So definitely, mayroon sa regular may natatanggal, mayroon din sa reserve force. Aggravating circumstances, siyempre, marapang makita nyo siguro yung ginagawa niya yung tao, ginagamit niya yung organization. Hindi ako particular sa sila kung anong specific. But there are many things. Kaya pag sabi yung ano ka ng murder, nagaganraning ka, lalong-lalo na yung involved ka sa drugs, syndicated drugs, lalong-lalo na, no mercy ang armed forces natin.
Thank you, Vin. Okay, last question. Si Ruben.
May buntag sir sa Mindanao Gold Star Daily, Cagayan de Oro City, Davao City Bureau. Sir, you mentioned kanina sir na yung reservist. Pareho tayo sir, graduate din ako ng ROTC, MS-11 and MS-12. Ayun na. Okay. Particular ako dun sa, kasi may kapitbahay ako na reservist. Parang, ang angas niya, mas angas pa sa sinasabi nating regular. Then, what particular qualification ba talaga, sir? Kunyari, ROTC graduate, isa na yan. Kung hindi siya nag-graduate din, he or she wanted to be a reservist, ano yung particular na mga requirements?
Sabi ko kanina, the ROTC and PCNT program.
Okay.
So kung hindi siya nagtapos ng ROTC, we have the basic citizen military training. We have three means, just three means na para ma-reservist ka. And sa reserve, yung mga elected officials, yes, they are pa ng natin, but for their commissionship. Hindi man sila pwedeng ma-commission hanggat hindi sila ROTC graduate, BCNT graduate, or member ng ARO. But yung BCNT lang yung means. Basic Citizen Military Training kung hindi ka graduate ng ROTC. Or kung membro ka sa isang kagaya nila Panday kanina, o di kaya membro ka ng Davao Light, I believe, kung di kayo sa SMNI at sa UM, mga signal ka batalyon ng affiliated reserve unit natin. So, yun yung isang means. But yun lang tatlo talaga, wala nang ibang means. Those, kung yung yung mga professionals, pag mag-join ka ng Masters in National Security Administration sa NDCP, those things yung konla natin.
Salamat po. Okay. Doon tayo sa yung usurpation of authority, yung
yes, sir.
Ano ba talaga ang law dyan, sir, na kasi usually maraming nagasuot ng mga camouflage, tapos may jacket pa niya, tapos magpunta sa mall niya, akala mo police. Wala ba yung mga sanction dyan, sir? Ano ba talaga, sir? Kasi naging passion na yun eh.
Ito kasi, sir, sabi ko nga, pwede naman natin sila ka-charge ng usurpation of authority. Kasi yun yung masabi ko is symbolizing authority. Usurpation of authority ka. Tayo kasi, hindi natin din kasi isinusumbong. Pinapabayaan natin yung mga individuals na ito na ginagawa kung what is unusual. Dapat isinusumbong natin.
Kasi ngayon, sir, may okay lang mag-t-shirt, sir. Kunyari, may camouflage ako na t-shirt, then mag-mall mo na, pupunta doon. Okay lang mo yun. Actually, nagagalak kami na makita yung civilian na minsan nagbibir ng tawag nito, ng aming mga garments. So, may mga ukay-ukay ngayon, sir.
Yes, sir. No problem about it. Nagagalak kami kasi napapansin namin yung civilian na yun o yung individual na yun ay gusto niyang tawag nito, love niya ang sundalo. Gusto mo, nagagalang ako nakikita na gano'n. Pero wag naman yung sobra na ultimo pati yung uniform gagayahin na. But for those yung naka-t-shirt, kwan mo lang na, no? Walang problema yon. Or something na nagsuot ka ng yung upper uniform o di kaya lower uniform tapos nagpapayabang ka, yun yung mga problema.
Lastly, sir, may nakita ako na parang bull cap ng Thief Davao. Okay lang yun, hindi ko sa uli yun.
Task force Davao.
Yeah, hindi, walang task force Davao, Agila lang yun dito.
Wala naman problema siya. Wag lang yung seal ni Task Force Davao.
Walang
Kung Agila lang, pwede man sabihin
That
natin
was pandemic, sir, nakita ko sa...
Kaya nga, pag nakakita ka ng Agila, siguro kan ito, member ng Eagles Club. Ganun yun. Pero kung siya mismo ni Task Force Davao, magagalit si Task Force Davao. Bakit mo binabastos yung seal ni Task Force Davao? Ano lang naman yun. Pero yung Agila, or means na nakalagay Army, hindi naman namin ko, siyempre, ina-idol mo si Army eh. Doon nga sa US, naman doon ako, nakalagay doon, US Army. Suot-suot ng mga hindi naka-uniform. But they tolerate because yung kanya alam na, gaya ko, nagagalak ako na nakakita ng civilian, nagsusuot ng may parang symbolizing the Army or any other major service components. Kasi nakikita ko na love nila ang kanilang mga security forces.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, like yung sa suot mo na green na t-shirt, I think may army yan. May army. Sir, pamigay lang man yan sa atin, sir. Uy, mga giveaways na sa itong mga sundalo, sa itong mga pulis. Ano ba?
Okay lang.
Dili itong mga official nila ng uniform, magsuot-suot ka. Pero ka na mga papampamigay na sa itong mga friends ng sundalo, mga giveaways, token, mga anak. Dili, naman taana. Diba? Mga army shirt, army, mga kalo.
Yun nga sabi ko, ma'am. Kasi part ng souvenir natin. Kaya nga, huwag mo lang din gagamitin sa kapastusan. Kaya nga sabi ko, if you use it para ma-attract tayo ko, maka-advocate tayo ng ibang mga citizen na join the armed forces. Not for the rigorous, but kahit sa reserve force. Nagagalak, kaya nga sabi ko nagagalak ako. Huwag naman yung ito, pag gumamit ka naman ng yung part ng uniform of our armed forces, huwag naman natin balahurahin. Kasi kami, itinaya namin ang aming buhay. Itinaya dugot pawis namin bago kami na-authorize na magsuot nito. Igalang naman natin yung uniforme na simbolo ng ating simbolo ng discipline of our men in uniform. Nag-research na si sir.
So, wag naman yung mga official uniform ng ating mga authorities.
Yun nga yung sabi. Yes.
Pero yung mga pamigay lang, like, diba, wala namang problema doon. Mga bull cap, mga naka-army, mga sweatshirt or jacket, diba? Mga pamigay yan eh.
Yes,
wala
ma'am.
mga pamigay.
Yes, ma'am.
Meron akong mga ganyan, wala problema ato. Diba? Wala naman tagi. Hanggang mga hatag ba na sila sa tuwa, diba? Kung bawal na siya. Of course, kay pamigay token naman na part of token. Oo.
Ikaw naman ang president ma'am ng press club dito sa Davao. Pasyal ka sa 11 RCBG, may mga token kami doon ako ng 11
Lahat naman kami
Everybody.
nakaka-receive
Oh,
ng
sige.
mga ganun.
Pasyal kayo doon.
Yes. Paadan si Joel. Wala namang question in first, no? Bombo.
Actually, sir, wala akong question. No? Suggestion lang. Since nandyan kayo, pareho kayong nag-advocate for citizenry's participation sa national defense, gamitin ko rin yung language ninyo, sir, sa military. Joint forces tayo. Organize kayo ng mga activities na makapagpataas ng moral ng mga tao and makapataas din ng interest ng kabataan para sa pag-join sa armed forces, lalo na sa reserve, no? Kasi yung mention nyo kanina, taking from the experience sa Ukraine, hindi naman yung sophisticated na weaponry ang nakapag-paatras sa Russia, kundi yung determination ng mga Ukrainian to fight. Obsolete yung gamit nila, modernize yung Russia, pero overwhelming yung forces ng Russia, pero determine yung Ukraine to defend. So, napatras nila ang Russia. So, yun ang kailangan natin. Like, number one, dito, yung mga bata, kasi wala naman siguro mga bata dito na mga lalaki noon na naglalaro ng manika, di ba? I'm sure na hindi nyo yung ginagawa. Baril-barilan yun. Kapag inorganize natin, magkaroon tayo ng ROTC competition, ROTC parade dito sa mga municipalities, cities, lalo na sa Davao City, the more na magka-interest yung mga bata to join. Kasi ginagaya nila, sir. Pero ito yung i-convince natin, hindi yan sasali kasi may mga sahod na sila. So yung mga bata, magkaka-interest sila, para na rin na ano natin sila, na inculcate sa minds nila na dapat maging sundalo ako. No, kahit hindi ako active, hindi ako regular, at least sundalo pa rin ako, reserve lang. Ngayon, aside from ROTC, sir, competition, yung mga marcha, mga siguro pwede din kayo mag-organize ng yung baril-barilan na yung airsoft competition. Maraming sasali dyan, sir. Pagkatapos sila mag-join sa competition, i-draft na natin sila, sir. Isa pa, yung bisita sa mga sa mga schools na I don't know kung papayo yung DepEd kasi mga bata or high school na mag-visit yung ROTC na ito yung champion natin. So ipapakita sa kanila yung mga champion. So pwede tayong hindi ko gagamitin yung collab kasi ginagamit yan sa mga content creators. Join forces tayo dahil isang puwersa tayo ng mga Pilipino. Thank you, sir.
This is one reason why we are here. For us to inform and educate the Davaoeños that we have the community defense, hand in hand with the civilians, for us to have a peaceful and developed Davao region. Aminin natin, hindi tayo ang isang community ay walang development kung walang katahimikan. This is our one means to champion, to advocate the Reserve Force development in Davao region. Kaya kung mayroon kayong programa, radio programs, or anything that could amplify to inform and educate our Davaoeños on the rationale why we are here as your stewards of the community defense. Baka meron kayong programa dyan. Kaya nga, sabi ko, habulin natin yung press con doon. Sabi ko actually si Colonel Rubio is our director here in Davao City. So, kung meron kayong programa, anything, we are open. Kaya nga sabi ko, I'm inviting you to visit us in 11 RCDG to devise any training, fora, or whatsoever activities that could advocate the Reserve Force development in Davao.
Sige,
Open kami, ma'am. Open
sir,
kami,
we will work it out, sir. Baka pwede tayo mag-fire, firing, sir.
That is one part, ma'am. In-encourage kaya nga doon it's not only about BCMT. Kasi si BCMT na sinasabi natin, baka yung iba, hindi kami pwede dyan kasi diretso naman pala na 45 days yung interested. We have other means of train you. Not only for the rudiments of ROTC, the rudiments of BCMT, meron tayong ibang pacing ng training according to your status in the community. Kaya meron yung mga professionals, gaya ninyo, may trabaho. Marami kaming ginawang means ng training. Kaya meron tayo tinatawag na military orientation training. So, military orientation training, hindi diretsuhan yun. At your own pacing. Pag sinabi nyo, busy kami sa ganito, sige. Sa other Sunday, other Monday, other Sunday, other Monday, other Saturday, other Sunday. Until such time na masatisfy ninyo yung curriculum or yung POI. And that, magiging reserve force kayo.
Okay, thank you, sir. I hope na convince sa to mga younger ones ninhi nga mosulod sa magpa-reserve. Nainganyo sila, mag-graduate na rin sila. Sige, Lieutenant Colonel Salvacion Evangelista, ma'am, salamat kayo for joining our press con today, and we hope to see you sa atong press con at the same time forum and on Saturday. Ma'am, thank you so much.
Ma'am, naalam ko yung announcement, ma'am, no, as our 90th year anniversary is upcoming, ma'am, no, I'm inviting everyone, and i-pencil book na po natin on August 10. We have our fun run sa August 10. So I'm inviting our media to join, not only ang inyong mga friends, but also to join. Very minimal lang po ang just for the shirt, pero pwede naman kayo tumakbo kung ano lang, for fitness and fun. That will be on August 10, dira sa atong Davao City coastal area. I'll just keep you posted sa update kung asa o until when ang atong registration on that.
Okay, so free ang registration?
Free, ma'am, kung wala kung di tayo maka-avail o shirt, finish your shirt, but if you wanted to have a finished shirt, you can register through 250 pesos only. Barato na, sir. Kaya kailangan magbarato na gida, baratanan maka-avail.
Go ta, magpa-picture lang ta as if
Yes, you can join and visit, ma'am, during that day.
Pwede lang good walking ta.
Yes, ma'am, mag-walk for fitness, And for those gun enthusiasts po, we have our fun shoot on July 27.
Saan yan, ma'am?
I-identify pa naman ang venue, ma'am, but that is the date. So for those who wanted also to join, we are inviting you.
Okay.
Ano lang
so
kung tama, may
na.
update mo sa details on that.
So jump pack ang ato ang pila na katuig
19th year anniversary of Eastern Mindanao. Yeah.
Okay. Ng East
Also,
Mindanao.
ma'am, also sa atong celebration, also you are encouraged to attend. July 25. And our DND Secretary will be our guest of honor and speaker during the time.
Okay, thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel Salvacion Evangelista and Colonel Calixto Cadano, sir. Maraming salamat for joining the briefing this morning. Thank you, sir.
Bago matapos itong activity natin, one thing for sure, sabi ko nga, si 11th Community Defense Group is yours, it's ours, hindi kami. We are just there as your administrator. We are just there as your caretaker. We are just there as your stewards. Sa atin yun, kaya nga siya tinawag na community defense. Kung ano yung gusto natin na defensa sa ating komunidad, it is in our sa ating lahat dito sa community ng Davao. And as part of our information and education on the Reserve Force development, I just want to reiterate yung 4 na mandato ng Reserve Force. Kasi baka yung iba, paano yung si Reserve Force? Baka makahikayat pa tayo ng ilang mga kasamahan natin na pwedeng mag-join sa atin. Of course, first is, mandate of the Reserve Force is number 1, the base for expansion as part of the total armed forces of the Philippines in times of emergency or at war. So pag sinabi natin base for expansion, tayo ang panggagalingan, sa Reserve Force ang panggagalingan ng depensa natin kung sakasakali mayroong aggressor na sa versus against Pilipinas. Yun yung number 1 na mission ni Reserve Force. The second one is Reserve Force is assisting as one of the significant critical stakeholder in the community is to assist in nation building. Eh yung CWTS, LTS, they are more on nation building. So be it in ROTC, mas lalo na kasi nakikita nyo, sino ang nakikita nyo na nandyan na nagsiservisyo during the disasters and calamities. Naka-uniforme. They are the Reserve Force. They are our ROTC cadets. As part of yung mandate niya, assist in nation building. So reforestation, combating global warming, nagtatanim dyan ng punong kahoy, naglilini yung tawag niya, yung clean up drive, part of our mandate in nation building. May kaguluhan, andun yung reservist, pwede siyang mag-mediate. Pwede siyang maging temporary public safety individual or temporary security force individual habang wala pa yung authority na dapat re-responde sa mga insecurities. Kaya siya kasama sa yung mandate niya, nation building. The other one is to assist in socio-economic development. There are, kaya nga, yung isa sa mandate namin, nakikipag-coordinate ako sa mga kasamahan ko na regional heads ng Davao Region. Paano natin mabibigyan ng kaukulang improvement, kaukulang kabuhayan ang ating mga reserve force, ang ating mga kababayang Davaoenyo. Part ng aming mandate. Kaya kami nakikipag-coordinate, nakikipag-cooperation, nakikipag-collaborate sa other government agencies and non-government organizations para maibigay natin kung ano yung nararapat para sa ating mga kababayang nangangailangan. That is three. The fourth one is the reserve force is assisting in the furtherance of the furtherance of the operation of government institutions, non-government organizations, operations, o kung ano yung trabaho ng isang non-government organization. So, bakit kami sa ibig sabihin, tumutulong kami para tuloy-tuloy yung operasyon ng ating government agencies. Tuloy-tuloy yung operasyon ng mga kumpanya, private entities during emergencies. And of course, I would like to take this opportunity sa ating mga kabataan. We need you. We need your love for our country. Lalong-lalo na ngayon na kaliwat kanan, tension, the geopolitical landscape in our region. We need the support or of course, yung support ng ating mga kabataan. They should advocate the spirit of voluntarism and patriotism. For us, as Filipinos, walang nagnanais kundi tayong lahat na kayo, ako, sila as a productive and a role model Filipino citizen. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Colonel Calixto Cadano. Well said, sir. Ang ating group commander sa RCDG, Resco 11. And of course, kay Lieutenant Colonel Evangelista. Maraming salamat and thank you so much sa ating mga media na niabot karon sa ating briefing din sa The Royal Manday Hotel. God bless us all. Thank you so much. Maayong udto.